Everyone, Flaming Footy here, and welcome back to a new video on the channel. And today, guys, here we are to take on Brisbane at the Gabba in this AFL23 Adelaide Crows. My coach Cremo. It's round 22, getting towards the point end of the season now. If you haven't gone ahead and checked out last week's episode, please go ahead and do so now because I'm about to spoil it here. So last week, what a win it was over Gold Coast. It was a tough game, and in the end, we just get the job done by 7 points after coming home in the final term, 5 goals to 1, and it was another really good last quarter, a really nice last quarter masterclass there. So on a bit of a roll. So Brisbane, we'll go through their last couple of weeks, feed Geelong by 15 points. Then when we played Port Adelaide, where were Brisbane? They defeated Gold Coast by 4 points, and then last week they are coming off of a 5-point win over Freo. So they're in some good form. They're back at home this week at the Gabba. We're going to go ahead and do our lineup. So we've got a couple of things to change now. And our sub is Pedler. Alright, sweet. That is good. And our backup ruckman we'll roll with Darcy Foggy, I reckon, confirm that. Alright, so finally now our team is back on back on the road now. We're back, we're going well, we're back on track. There we go. That was just one slight mishap last episode, pressing the wrong button. Who knew it would do that much damage? But back to the normal team, and now we'll go through the fixtures that have already happened, which wouldn't have been a whole heap, but it is Collingwood defeating Geelong, Western Bulldogs defeating Hawthorn, and Essendon defeating North. Some pretty straightforward games, but of course now it is our game. Now we're going to stakes, of course. Now Collingwood, they've already played the extra game, so they've currently snuck into the top 4. Of course, Melbourne's result pending. Should we lose this game, Melbourne can overtake us. Richmond are also getting close, but they've still got that extra game in hand. Essendon currently in the 8. North are slipping out. The Western Bulldogs right there behind them. And if Brisbane win this game, they will not go into the 8th. They'll probably stay 10th unless they pick up a bit of percentage. And then, of course, below them are the Giants, Suns, Fremantle, and Port Adelaide as well, all waiting. But it'll definitely be Freo, Gold Coast, and the Giants can be the big movers of the rounds should Brisbane lose. And if we do win, we get close to a top 2 spot as well. Got to keep that in mind. But anyway, though, it is going to be Saturday afternoon, well, Saturday twilight footy. What was their Indigenous kit? Should we put that on? 3P Indigenous? Nah, let's go home. Alright, so it is a trip up to the Gabba. Clash, I think away is probably our best idea. It is a trip up to the Gabba though this week to take on the Brisbane Lions. Saturday twilight footy. It is a very tough road trip, and look, we're up for it. We're up for the challenge, and it's going to be Brisbane and Adelaide at the Gabba. See you there. Alright, the Gabba hosting Saturday twilight footy. Fans get around it. Looks to be a bit rainy and wet, but here we go. Finally, back to Dawson being the captain. We know that is the way. We're going to call. We've called heads. It is heads. I think we're going to go to the right. I think. I hope that was the right choice. I mean, the wind doesn't really matter, but we're kicking to the right anyway. Here we go. Saturday twilight footy at the Gabba, and we're underway. Who had Sloan out the back. He's going to go for the snap for the first goal of the day. Rory Sloan, you superstar. Week. Oh, huge fly. Neil now with the crumb. The 1-2 act. And it's the first blow of the day for us. Comes through Lockie Neil from a long bomb from 50 metres out in a tough angle. Zorko round the corner. Bang. Lions have their second. So Luke Pedler, it's going to be a left foot snap. He's going to allow it to come back a fair way. And he has allowed that brilliantly. So there's our 4th now. Into the middle. Isaac Rankin got it back again. He goes for home. He's got it there. Brilliant start to this game, Adelaide. Dunkley. Neil. And it was Robertson who got it from Neil out of the stoppage. Well, now we go wide. We get it out ahead of Jordan Dawson. And that is your siren. So we got it out of the stoppage there and definitely saved ourselves again. But it was a very nice quarter of footy that quarter. Again, we got on top in clearance 3-5. And, well, we have won some very good We have won some good clearances, and we've won inside 50s as well. But we've won some clearances against a very good midfield in Brisbane. But anyway, though, it's 3-2-20 Brisbane to our 5-1-31. And again, we did start relatively well last week. but still managed to find ourselves behind in the game. So we can start well, but look, huge second quarter coming up here from the Gabba. We're underway. So in comes Riley Thilthorpe. And he's put it through. Zorko, bang, one back Brisbane. Luggage, now to Dunkley. He can run this through like he does. One back for Brisbane. A little bit over. Now Rayner runs on, and Brisbane are in front. What a masterclass this quarter's been from the Lions. So here we go, Lockie Murphy only kicked the 1 goal so far this term. He changes that to 2. Back up by 5. Mark Smith somehow. Now to Bailey. Walk in goal Brisbane. They respond straight away. And it'll be inching forward again. Berry. Lines up. Has a shot. And has a goal. It is a shootout at the Gabba at the moment. We go back up by 5. Bailey. Zorko. Numbers with Brisbane. Walk in for them again. What a finish there. They're back up. You'd be thinking just go boundary side, and well, that'll wrap up the half. Brisbane 8-5-53 to Adelaide 8-3-51 at the half. High scoring, high entertaining first half of football to say the least. So it was a cracker of a first half. Brisbane are up by 2 after. They fixed up clearance that quarter. They fixed up inside. I think they were trailing by 5. We only went inside 56 times to 10 in that term. But yeah, they were trailing by 5 at quarter time. Now trailing by just the 1. What else? No other real stats. I mean, they have missed a few more chances than we have. So they have been pretty good there. And Zorko and Thilthorpe have both kicked the 2 goals. And now you guys can just go through these stats at your own pace. We don't really need to spend too much time on these. But anyway, though, it is 2 points. We're going to go to the second quarter. To the second half, third term, and look, I think we still kicked 3 goals that quarter. I think it was alright. It was an okay term, but Brisbane definitely had the better second term. Second half, third term underway. Here we go from the Gabba. So it's a beautiful time of day to play footy in. Well, now Sloan straight out the middle to start the quarter off. Bang goes Sloan. And we're back in front. So he's going to go for the snap. We're going to put it on the post. And hope it just gets back in. And it's not bad. It is brilliant. Josh Rochelle. So Jack Gunston, we've owned the quarter so far. This would be to make Brisbane feel a lot better. He's got it. Only just. But it doesn't matter how, he's got to get the goals, and he does exactly that. Mitch Hinge, in he comes, in he goes. Back up by 14. So Cam Rayner has confidence. When his team needs a lift, he squeezes it through. Minutes are gone. O'Brien taps it down to some empty grass. Blake Coleman in the pocket. Brilliant finish. 1 point game. Walker to Thilthorpe on the siren. Oh, I knew Walker's kick wouldn't have had the distance, so that's why I tried to kick it to Thilthorpe on the siren, and disappointment in the end. We only lead by the 1 point, and clearances, Brisbane got on top of that area. Inside 50s, they also got on top of that area. So despite us owning the quarter at the start of the quarter, that was our best quarter. Like, our best quarter was our first quarter. That was a bit of a waste of a quarter, really. We started well, we built off a bit of a lead, but then they just pegged it back, kicking the last 2 goals of the game, and they're not out of this just yet. It is a 1 point game, and we have a huge final term coming up here at the Gabba. So we're doing our second quarter. Wasn't our greatest term. It's been a very good contest, and here we go. Final term at the Gabba, and we're underway. Thomas Brisbane with the answers, and this time they'll strike first this term. All off the back of some Rayner brilliance. He's been huge today to put the Crows back in front. Taylor Walker has got it there. It's shaped left, but we still get the goal, and we're back up by 1 point. Oh boy, how good is he? Fogarty, now to Taylor Walker. This is going to be a goal, and he's literally just going to be able to run in as well. Taylor Walker, wow. Cam Rayner had the 15 disposals, 3 goals. That's not his best, and so now we might actually be having a draw here. Imagine we draw with the Lions. Very huge saving tackle. Ford, though, he goes and collects it. He fires it, and he aims a goal. So the Lions have won their past 3. We've won our past 6. But that's all they might need. So Lockie Murphy to put us back in front. In he comes and he delivers. Could be the biggest moment of the game yet. Had options. They've got Devon Robinson. They go into the pocket. Rayner, you could not. No. No. And that was McCluggage, sorry. But you cannot do that. Now to Sam Berry, who lines it up. Would have been impossible range. Thilthorpe is going to get there. Parnell, he's going to have one last roll of dice here. He's going to load it up. He's going to barrel it. Paddy Parnell has missed. That could be the drawing point. It might be a draw at the Gabba. And there's your siren. It's a draw. All thanks to Paddy Parnell's torp. Wow. Second draw this year. In this season. Port Adelaide Collingwood the first one. And now Brisbane Adelaide the second one. 2 quality teams playing it out. And a very quality game ends in scores level. What a finish. So Brisbane had the better quarter by a point. But it is a draw. The first time that I've had a draw in this Coach Cree mode, and second time I've had a draw in AFL 23. I did post a short about a draw if you want to go ahead and check that out after this episode. But 23 to 14 clearances in favour of Brisbane. So they smashed us there. Inside 50s were relatively even. 4 50-minute penalties, probably what gave away the game there from our taking. And I mean, just you guys can look at some of these other stats. It's unbelievable that we've actually got a draw. A draw. And all thanks to that Parnell torp. I was thinking about giving it off to somebody, which might have been the better choice, but I think that Parnell torp was the game saver. If that had gone through, that would have been what a way to end the game that would have been. But we finished at a draw, and there's no team song or anything, so no team song to enjoy this week. But we have a draw, and well, that'll be interesting. That'll really affect both these two clubs in the end. But Brisbane probably should have held on for the win there, but it was a last gasp thinking a torp would have perhaps been alright. And I mean, Paddy Parnell, what a super leg he had, by the way. What a super leg he had, but there we go. It is a draw, and now we face Sydney. So a huge opportunity missed for both us and Brisbane. And we'll go next. And we will go ahead and look at the fixtures from last round. So it was a draw there. Freo defeated West Coast in the Derby. Carlton defeated Melbourne by 5. 2 Saturday night thrillers. Sydney defeated Gold Coast by 5. Saints smashed the Tigers, and Port Adelaide defeated the Giants by 5. We'll have a little look at this one. Interesting. Oh, Port Adelaide clawed 2 back at the very last moment. That would have been a very interesting finish. But now we're playing Sydney back at home Saturday twilight. And it's going to be huge now. Of course, we're in the finals. We know that. We'll go to the ladder. We're in the finals. 14-6-1. Collingwood, 13-7-1. So our spot in the top 4 is alright at the moment. Now, we need to win our last 2 games. So if we win our last 2 games, we go 16-6-1, which puts us 62-66. So we're not going to get first. We're not going to get first. If we win our last 2 games, we're going to 6-6. Who did Geelong play? They've got St Kilda. So they've got St Kilda and they've got the Dogs. So we'll have a look at where they rank on the ladder. So St Kilda are down the bottom. So they should win that game. The Dogs are 9th. That's a 50-51 because it's a GMHBA. So I think top 4 is probably unlikely. But, sorry, top 2's probably unlikely. But top 4 is very gettable. Now, of course, we still have a bunch of teams. Well, not really a bunch of teams. We've got Melbourne snapping down below at our feet as well if we fail. But I think top 4 from here should pretty well be ours, and probably Collingwood's, I'd say. So it'll probably go Sydney v Collingwood or Sydney v Adelaide, and then Geelong v Collingwood or Geelong v Adelaide, because I don't think there'll be movement in this top 2. I think the top 2 will stay the same, and I think it'll just be 3rd, 4th, and then obviously the rest of the ladder. And now Brisbane's draw, well, they had a big opportunity to try and at least get even on points with these top 8 teams. But again, though, what a cracker of a game it was, and a draw in the end due to some last moment Paddy Parnell thinking, which I love what he thought. Taylor Walker on 50 goals, Thilthorpe on 34. Toby Green on 31, Rowbottom and Rochelle on 29, Rankin on 28, along with Cornelio. That's the Coleman race, but I don't really think it's a race anymore. I think it's just a clear, flat-out win for Walker. Because, of course, if it included finals, it might have been a little bit more interesting, but the Giants won't be making finals. Well, they might make finals, the Giants. Let's see where they're at. Probably won't make finals. They'll need both of their games to go right, and they're playing Essendon and Carlton in the run home. 2 very winnable games, and they need to win them both. But I think, especially if North Dogs, Lions, do any of them play each other? Dogs play Eagles, North, yeah, that North Richmond game, and then North play Gold Coast to finish it off. So I think the top 8, apart from this probably 8th spot, is probably set. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what movement there is. But we've got Adelaide, we've got Sydney, got 1st to come and 18th to come. So if we can try and get 1 win there, that'd be great. But yeah, I wouldn't be expecting to beat Sydney next week. Hopefully we can. At least the team is back to normal, but a draw. We'll go back through that. Have a look at that. It was one of the games of the year, and some Paddy Parnell thinking is enough to draw the game for us. If that had gone through, that would have blown my mind. That would have been absolutely insane stuff. But anyway, though, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Big top of the table clash next week, 1st versus 3rd. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you guys next another video on the channel. Thank you guys so much. Bye everyone. Flame Footy out.